My name is Dave and I am a rodaholic. This is Trixie. She puts up with this rodaholic. It wasn't until very recently that I discovered just how many of these guys that I have. A friend of mine asked, so I counted, and I realised that I was approaching 50. Having 50, whilst including Bayverse ones and repaints, didn't feel like it should count, so I've waited until I have 50 G1 or G1 adjacent, as close as possible, unique moulds. That's far more of an impressive achievement. Now when I say achievement, I mean complete and utter waste of time and money. Now this is by no means a comprehensive list. There are many hot rods and Rodimuses that I still don't have, that I still want. Now I don't want this video to be 50 minutes long or anywhere near that, so I'm going to keep these short. Let's start with the rod that started all the rods. This is the 1986 G1 hot rod. This is a lovely Walmart reissue that was gifted to me by my lovely friend Zolt Rider. I'm not the biggest fan of G1 toys, I apologise, but I think as far as they do go, this does a really good job of capturing hot rod. I don't think I'm going to do these in any sort of order. I'm just going to go and grab them from the rod shrine and then show them to you. This one is a more recent one. This is Cyberverse One Step hot rod, and this was gifted to me. A lot of these are gifts. I'm a very lucky boy with some really lovely friends, and for all of y'all who have gifted me a hot rod over the years, I truly love you all. You are very special to me, and thank you. Yeah, Cyberverse One Stepper. You twist him round, and then he's a robot. Not a very good looking robot, but a robot nonetheless. Look how tiny that little hot rod is. I mean, the main selling factor to this, to the majority of people, would be the Devastator. I do enjoy Devastator a lot as well, so it's a double whammy. And little RC there as well. But yeah, teeny tiny, maybe what, 1.5 centimeters tall, poorly painted hot rod. And this is from a KT statue thing. Core class hot rod. This is the one that got all of the hate because he's got a hole in the back of his head. He's quite nice. He's very small, compact, decent. This is a Tactics Rodimus. I don't know anything about a Tactics. Other than that, it's like some kind of like tabletop game. Look at the size of his gun. And he also shoots. Now, I don't want to shoot that because I'm going to lose the missile. For those with a keener eye, will note that this is the Energon version of Rodimus. These were released to commemorate the Thrilling 30 line. They were blind bags and they're like super deformed, tiny little minifigures. Up next, I have a Heroes of Cybertron, although it's the Takara version. There is a Hasbro version of this that comes with a gun instead of the Matrix, which I'm trying to track down. Not too bad, this one, it's pretty cool. He can hold up the Matrix and light our darkest hour. Another Cyberverse one, this was gifted to me by X and Ferris. This one would have been awesome had it not have been for the complete lack of paint. I mean, he's got a red spoiler, so... But yeah, as Cyberverse goes, these are the closest to adult collectibles that we get. We are delving into the murky waters of third-party Transformers next. This is Mech Fans Toys, Flame Warrior, Flame Walker, something along those lines. I do have quite a few third-party ones. I'm not as obsessed with third-party as I am with official, but when they've come along for a good price, cha-ching! I'm putting all these down on the floor as I've spoke about them, and I'm just going to be swamped by hot rods anytime now. Ooh. This is the Takara Legends Rodimus, their version of the Titan's Return. It has a lovely new chest piece, far nicer paint, a better face. Comes with his Target Master, stunning. These little cuties are Takara Choro Q. I have one in the toy colour and one in the cartoon colour. Little hunker chunkers, they even transform. Super simple little transformation that I'm going to pretend didn't take me 2 minutes off camera because I got stuck. And yeah, cute as a button. This is Combiner Wars Rodimus. He suffers from being a repaint of Blackjack, so he doesn't fully have a massively Rodimus feel to him. Now, if you have this figure, you will know that the spoiler doesn't attach to the back, so that's where a little hair bubble comes in handy and a bit of A-Team style mechanics, and boom, it just makes him look a little bit more like Hot Rod rather than carrying his spoiler as a weapon, because I ain't about that life. So the next two are from the same point of origin. These are from a book called My Busy Book. They are teeny tiny, really poorly painted, but I've got a robot mode and a car mode. This is Revoltech Hot Rod. Forgive me for calling them all Hot Rods, because my ultimate version of Hot Rod is Hot Rod. Not a huge fan of him as Rodimus Prime. Yeah, these are super well articulated. That Revoltech joint system, the balls and the clickiness, that cuts a mean silhouette. This is the world's smallest Transformers Hot Rod. It's G1 Hot Rod shrunken down to teeny tiny size, but with more articulation, which is mind-blowing. These things are beautiful, and these were from Borders Dude. This is the Universe Legends mold of Hot Rod. I have one mint in box, and I have the Dark of the Moon repaint. Ideally, I wanted this one loose, but I had to pay a silly price for this. In order to feel like it was worth it, I kept it sealed. Speaking of sealed, this is the 3-inch titanium one. This one has a very, very special place in my heart. Like this, the alternators and the Classics Hot Rod, which I will show you momentarily, were the toys that sucked me back in to buying toys as an adult. I had a good few years away from buying stuff, and I kind of thought like my collecting days were over. Then I saw these, and it just reignited just a passion for this character from this animated movie that I've never really been able to shake since. So thanks, prick. There were two types of titaniums. There were the little 3-inch ones, and then there was the taller transformable ones. The articulation on this is poop. It's so heavy because of all the die cast that it kind of wants to lean all the time. Really unique and really strong looking. I do like this one. Ignore the body on this guy. I am including the Titan Master, the head on this. This is the Rodimus Prime that came with the Chaos on Velocitron set. I merely display this on the Titan's Return body as I think it gives them a really, just a massive overhaul compared to, you can see how different they are. As far as deluxe hot rods go, this one is far from my favourite. It's just clunky and lanky, and it's not great, but you know, when you're in the game of collecting hot rods, you can't leave no rods behind. Which is sad, because if I could, I would have left this one behind. This is one ugly son bitch. This is the Mega SCF. I was given this and then give it to Rich, and then Rich gave me it back when this hot rod journey truly kicked into obsession level. He ugly. Power of the Primes evolution of Rodimus Prime. I currently display mine as the kind of large deluxe figure with his trailer, as I prefer that look. The Takara Masterpiece 28, I think. I'll edit that out if I'm wrong. And MP40. These are the same mold, just in different colours. This one comes with the Target Master. These are up there with the best of the hot rods. I mean, just look at them. Look at them. Oh man, it's looking at figures like these that make this ridiculous journey worthwhile, because they are just mwah. This is the Hard Heroes bust. Nothing on this moves. It is all porcelain, I think. When I first got this, it was disgusting. It was covered in like yellow toxic dust and stank to high heaven. But secretly, I loved that because it meant I got to put them in the sink and give them a nice clean in a bubble bath. And from certain angles, not that one. Yeah, kind of that one. Wow. Another third-party one. This is Fans Toys Hoodlum. When the concept art for this first came out, I was blown away. It looked unreal. Then the figure came out, and I don't think they've captured that very well at all. It is lovely. It's got chronically bad shoulders. It's notorious for paint rubs. I don't know what it is about this one that I kind of ignore at times, because looking at him now, holding him in my hands, he is a bit of a beauty. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the exact name of this one, so I will leave it as a caption. But this, oh God. Maybe it's easily top 3 out of all of these. It's a statue. It doesn't move, doesn't do anything. But that captures cartoon hot rod so fantastically well that honestly, I just stare at it sometimes and like I can feel myself almost tearing up because it's so gorgeous. Hot rod does honestly mean a whole lot to me. Back on a previous channel a lot of years ago, I went into great detail about why that was. Don't want to do that here. The channel's gone, the video's gone. But the feelings for hot rod still remain, and they're still very strong. He's my boy. He's like the dad I wish I always had, or the uncle I wish I always had, or he's the big brother I always wish I had. This is just everything. You know, this might be my favourite. It might. Let's see. Another Cyberverse one next. So gone from the tippy top right the way down to the bottom. Is this Ultra class? Ultra or Ultimate class? One of the two. I don't know. It's got like an Energon armor gimmick to it, which looking at it right now, I don't know how to make that work. I don't really care. it's garbage, let's face it. The Cyberverse Warrior class. This one is kind of in between the one step and the static do-nout garbage and the decent one I showed you earlier. This isn't too bad, this one. He's got a nice heroic, macho, muscular stance. And looking back on this, I probably only should have got a handful of these, but then I wouldn't have anywhere near 50, would I? And I wouldn't be doing this video right now, which, to be fair, for your sake, if you're still in this, I bet you wish I didn't get all these either. Hero mashers. Hasbro crossed these with, what, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel. I think there's loads of them. You can pull their arms and legs off and mash them all together and make abominations. But I only wanted one. I only wanted the hot rod. Big old chunky Energon Rodimus. Like, his legs are just the front of a truck. And yeah. This is a gorgeous one that proved to be quite difficult to get on the secondary market. I was in my masterpiece phase when this was first released and passed on it. It's the repaint, retool, repaint, I think that is Springer's head, of 330 Springer, which is a class figure in its own right, but when you turn it into Rodimus, Takara Cloud Rodimus, which I did a little song on a few months ago. What a stunning boy. As close to IDW as they've done yet, nice and pointy, nice and handsome, one of the best. I just realised, like, you'll be able to see them vanishing from the shelves as I'm doing this. That's a thing. Ho ho! My favourite third party Rodimus. This is DX9's Carry. Oh man, he is just a beast. Absolute beast. Very stylised, just like all the DX9 masterpiece figures. Strong looking and chunky and wide and tall and not too difficult to transform. I really like the DX9. Are they still going? This is from 1986 and came with candy and little gumball machine things in Japan. It's rubber, it's about 1 inch high. I do worry that this might deteriorate over time. I do hope not, because it's quite a little nice curio and it cost me a lot of money for what it is. Because it's tiny and it's crap, but it's lovely. This is a Flame Toys model kit of IDW Hot Rod. This has a special place in my heart, as this was about the only activity that I was able to do pretty much a year to the day last November. And, oh shit, a bit of them's just fallen off. That's gonna need some glue. Yeah, last year I was incredibly ill with pneumonia. Had to go to hospital and all sorts. And when I was home, I couldn't do a whole lot of anything, but I had this model kit and not many positions were comfortable to be in, to sit in. So I was lying face down on my chest, building this in the living room, and it just took my mind off how poorly I was for quite a while. So for that, I will always cherish this. Thank you, sir. I have two versions of animated Rodimus, the Takara standard one and the Sons of Cybertron clear plastic one. Look how pretty he is. He's only in the cartoon for like a nanosecond, yet got 3 figures. A terrible condition box, but this is the Robot Heroes Rodimus. He came with Insecticon. They must have lost the license to use the name Scrapnel at some point. What a shame. I wouldn't mind a loose one of these, but it's not high on my list of wants. Cute little things with massive fists and massive heads, and yeah. I just got cramp in my thigh from sitting down on the floor. That hurt. Moving on, yet another gift from the lovely Zort Rider. How many rods has Zort given me? Loads. This is the alternators one. This is a beauty. I don't have time to go into what alternators mean to me, but I love them. And the fact that there's a hot rod. Oh. MMC's version of the IDW hot rods is Calidus. Very, very nice. I've not transformed this yet, ever. Maybe I should one day. These lads do some great figures, and this is no exception. Studio Series 86 hot rod. This is about as perfect as mainline Transformers get. It's so pleasing to the eye. The proportions, the colours, but it's still not a Voyager though, and I will take that to my grave. Is it time to get into Classics hot rod yet? Why not? The Transformer that in some ways changed my life. We had these in at work when they first came out, so is this 2006? And I resisted, and I resisted, and I resisted, but eventually I caved, and I bought this, and I bought Starscream, and I bought Bumblebee. So much has changed since then in my life. Like, everything imaginable has changed. But my love of Hot Rod, my love of Transformers, my love of collecting toys has never wavered since. This thing is amazing. It's angular, powerful looking. It isn't massively accurate to the cartoon, but it doesn't need to be. And while 1986 G1 hot rod started everything off. This is the one that started everything off for me, this entire obsession. So I had to have this one mint on card. And I have got a lot of this mould, and I will go through those now. Possibly the best one, this is United, Takara United. Luffy found this for me at TF Nation this year. I sadly could not make it. So he bought it on my behalf and sent me it in the post. The flames, this is just, it's a stunning version of a stunning figure. I have the Henkei one. Hentai? No, definitely not hentai. Takara one with the gold chrome. This is another beaut. This one is the platinum one. This came in the Planet of Junk box set. I've got this one in car mode just to mix up the shelf a little bit. Really nice job on that one as well. As simple as it is, it's canny. This is the one that came with Universe Galvatron. It's identical almost in every single way to reveal the shield, apart from it has the tamper-graphed logo as opposed to the sticker. I still don't have reveal the shield. I did have at one point. Mold degradation is strong on this one, bless him. And this one comes with a sad tail. This was sealed when I bought it. Clear plastic, comes with Deluxe Classics Optimus. He's broken inside there. His shoulder is snapped. I think that's one of the perils of clear plastic, and in some ways I wish I'd just left this sealed and then I would never have ever known about it, but where's the fun in that? I was going to open this up and play with it, but the first thing I saw was the fact that his shoulder was broken. Oh, poor clear plastic gorgeous hot rod. Man down. And I couldn't talk about Classics hot rod without including this. This is the Fans Project armour that clips on Classics hot rod and turns him into more of a Rodimus Prime. I do love how it looks. It's very, very macho. I think the addition of this armour is enough to class it as a different figure. I was so tempted to wait until I got a new hot rod, but does this count? If this was the Takara version of this figure, it would count, as that has hot rod printed on his packaging. But because it's the Hasbro one, it says hot shot. So this causes me a lot of stress, and a lot of people that I know very well mock me on a regular basis about that. Kingdom, overpriced, Commander class, Rodimus Prime. I still haven't made my mind up about this one. He's only got one blast effect. Where's the other one gone? I think the cost of this thing has sullied it a little in my mind. It's a very good toy, I can't deny that. But there's just something about this that has marred my opinion of it, and I'm just going to put him back. Next up is the MP09 Masterpiece mould. I have 3 versions of this. I have the Toys R Us exclusive Hasbro version, the beautiful Takara version. I mean, the difference in the paint scheme between those two is just night and day. And the super sexy black Rodimus Convoy. Now this mould is rightfully so panned by a lot of Transformers fans as it is too fragile. The shoulders, the knees, they can all provide huge issues if you're not massively careful with it. This is the reissue, so it isn't as bad. The black version is noticeably more fragile. I mean, so much so that this is my second version of this. It was a Christmas present from my wife quite a while ago now. And the version that I opened on Christmas Day, the arm was just dangling loose in the box, and it was heartbreaking. As flawed and as arguably poorly constructed as this figure is, I absolutely love this thing. It means so much more than just being a toy. It's more of a representation of everything that this character means to me, and I can't help but just adore this version of this figure. This is G1 Rodimus Prime. I love this figure in alt mode. It's cracking, absolutely cracking. Looks perfect. Robot mode is despicable. The face is awful. Ugh, it's gash. But it's an undeniably important part of hot rod history, so it needs to be here, I guess. For the sake of including this as a wholly different figure, I probably should have had him in combined mode. This is Rodimus Unicronus. He's different to the Power of the Primes one that I showed you earlier on because he has a beard. But just as with that figure, I prefer this dinky little figure instead. Naughty black Decepticon hot rod. Ooh, he's evil. Proper menace. I don't want to risk damaging this packaging, and he's kind of stuck to the shelf. So this is the Super 7 Reaction hot rod. Really, really like this one. He's staying on card because I think the art kind of makes it what it is. And these figures aren't the best build out of the card. I've experienced that with Robocop ones, so MOC, he will stay. You can tell I haven't done these in any sort of order whatsoever, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be leaving trash like this till almost at the end. This is the clip bot, like a plush thing that you turn inside out and becomes a car. I've got nothing. This arrived this week. By heavens, this is just, it's perfect. The construction of this thing is just top notch. It's a Studio Ox Rodimus Prime with a very close G1 hot rod, I would say. So it does have quite a stylized look to it, and it is very unique. And every single time I look at this, my heart is filled a little bit. There we have it. My shelves are now ransacked, and I need to tidy all of these hot rods and Rodimuses up. If you've managed to stick through this entire video, I truly appreciate it. Thank you. I would imagine a lot of people have gone within like the first 2 minutes. And you know what? If you're one of them, go wash your face.